putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Greetings and salutations. You are tuning into the Kevin Jackson Radio Show. My name is Brett Segal, otherwise known as the Disgruntled Millennial. I always broadcast to you live from my safe space down here in northern Florida, where I'm always free from your bigotry, racism, hatred, microaggressions, and patriarchy. And I want to talk a little bit about Martin Luther King Day. Isn't it kind of funny how lefties have sort of have appropriated Martin Luther King Day? I mean, even though it was the Democrats who supported Jim Crow laws, you know, those pesky segregation laws that basically led to the civil rights movement, Democrats want to appropriate Martin Luther King Day. Okay, they always all come out and they say, oh, well, you know, conservatives are all super duper racist, and we gotta stand in the shadows of Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy, and we need to stand up for injustice. And you know, when it's actually them who has been causing the kind of injustice that Martin Luther King actually tried to alleviate. And I think it shows a lack of introspection on the left. I think it shows a lack of introspection. But all of the race pimps and race baiters like to come out from beneath their holes, from under their holes. They like to come out around this time of year to virtue signal and basically tell all conservatives that they're still racist. That's what they want you to think. That's what liberals want you to think. They want you to think that today is just like yesterday. They want you to think that we are still undergoing the civil rights movement is still taking place. Black people and brown people are still oppressed by the U.S. government, by the West, by the patriarchy, by whites, by white supremacy. You see, race baiting and race pimping is a billion-dollar industry. It is. It's a billion-dollar industry. Kevin Jackson wrote a book on that. You should get that on Amazon. It's called Race Pimping. And the race pimps like to come out around this time of year so that they can do the Macarena on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s grave. Now, simply trying to compare the way things are now to the way things were then, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Because it dumbs down the meaning of the word racism. Even further, it dumbs down the evil of segregation. It dumbs down the evil of slavery. When you try to say that blacks are still enslaved by some strange lapse in logic, if you think that blacks are still enslaved, what does that say about real slavery? Seriously, if you think that blacks have it just as bad today as they did during the times of slavery, what are you saying about slavery? I'll tell you, if America is truly run by white supremacy, then this is the most piss-poor white supremacist nation I can think of. This is a white supremacist nation done poorly. In what white supremacist nation would blacks get an upper hand in going to college? Or welfare? Or anything? Human rights? In what decently run white supremacist nation would you have black people out there defying the white man, so to speak, criticizing the white man, talking about racism and white supremacy? Do you think that in a white supremacist nation that would even be allowed? No, of course not. This is how you know that these people are disingenuous. This is how you know these people are dishonest. This is how you know these people don't really think Trump is a racist. Come on. These people don't really think that half of America is racist. It's a part of their narrative. Because they can't let racism die. If racism dies, so do the careers of all of the race pimps, guys like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and all those folks who constantly come out and stoke the fires of racism. And once all the problems of racism are, that's the thing. They don't want to rest until human frailty is gone. They don't want to rest until everyone is nice and everyone likes everyone. And it's one of those unimaginable, unobtainable goals that's going to keep these people in business forever. Like global warming, for example. Every couple of years, the goalpost changes. First it was racist to send a black guy out of your establishment. Now it's racist to ask a black guy about his hairdo. People with zero racism in their whole lives, in their whole bodies, are now being accused of being racist. And there isn't anyone who is worse than Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is a special kind of scumbag. Here he is in response to Donald Trump's comment about Haiti, that Haiti is a bleep hole.
The Reverend Al Sharpton is the host of MSNBC's Politics Nation and the founder and president of the National Action Network.
I can't believe this guy has a show.
First of all, just let you respond to what Donald Trump said today about S-hole countries.
First of all, let's be real clear. This is the most racist, bigoted pattern of comments that we've heard a president make.
Really? This is the most racist comment that you can ever think of a president making? Wasn't it LBJ who said, I'll have these N-words voting for Democrats for the next 200 years? That isn't racist to you? No, because Democrats can't be racist because they stand up for social justice.
We've got to deal with the fact that it was just a month ago where he said all Haitians had AIDS.
Okay, that is a bald-faced lie. Trump did not say that all Haitians have AIDS. Seriously, that is nothing but red meat for the hardcore leftists who watch MSNBC.
And that Nigerians would not go back to Nigeria.
To their huts.
To their huts in a nation that has, as you said, multiple huge cities. Mm-hmm. He has built a whole presidency on race. Anytime you say, he didn't just say these disparaging, bigoted remarks about the nation of Haiti and other nations of color.
Listen to his language. Other nations of color? We were talking a lot about in-group preferences earlier. Listen to this guy. Other nations of color? I didn't know that nations had colors. I didn't know that nations had colors, Al Sharpton. Why are you making a point that nations have colors? You know what? What color is America? Is America a nation of color? Or is America just the only place from your point of view, Al Sharpton, that can't have a national identity? Like I said before, my national identity, the American national identity, isn't based on race. It's based on whether or not you support Western values. But listen to this guy talk as though countries have colors. Haiti is a black country. America is a white country. Now, when you want to talk about who is being divisive, trust me, it's not Donald Trump. It's race pimps like Al Sharpton.
He says, why don't we get more people from Norway?
Yeah.
Which is really saying, why don't we get more white people?
That's right.
So we now have a foreign policy based on race.
You know what, Al Sharpton? Your entire worldview is based on race. Without racism, without that word, you are just another broke thug. Now, this is what racism really looks like, right?
Well, I'll say thank goodness that Donald Trump done legalized white supremacy.
Ever since I joined the force, I've been dreaming of the day I could put the hurt on them racial and social minorities.
Yeah, I hear you. I done opened up a hefty can of whoop ass on 4 of them it's just yesterday.
Haha, for what?
Nothing. They were just acting all gay and stuff. Those pants were so tight I could see his religion.
Well, what do we have here?
Well, God has just blessed us with a runaway Negra. I do believe that man is driving while black.
Well, come on, Billy Joe, let's get him.
Put your hands outside the window, boy. Don't make me tell you twice now. Have your license and registration ready. Turn that music down, boy.
Can I help you, officer?
Wait a minute. You ain't no name. You know why I pulled you over?
Of course I do, man. I'm driving while black. You see a black man driving down the road, and you think you can just pull him over without no due process and no judge and jury and taking away his constitutional rights, man? Yes, but, no. We mistook you for, a jigaboo, okay? The law says you can't be driving while black, and you are clearly not a black man, so you're free to go. What you talking about, man? I am black. Everybody know the black and the berry, the sweet and the juice, and I'm as black as they wake up!
Now that institutional racism is the law of the land, I could get in trouble for beating up on a white boy.
Man, pick up that baton, beat me till I'm dead, or I'm gonna sue the city for discrimination.
False alarm, Billy Ray. It's just Sean King again. My, that boy's about as confused as a fart in a fan factory. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Brett Segal, the Disgruntled Millennial. Get me at Shaq General. We will be right back.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.